Once again, good morning class. This is teacher Joker once again. So today our subject is science. Our topic for today is about food chain, but we're going to do an activity. Okay? So we have here our vocabulary. Number one, we have grass. Number two, tortoise. Number three, frog. Number four, lotus. Number five is duck. Okay, so number one we have grass, so that is grass. Number two, tortoise. So that is what we call tortoise. And number three we have frog. So that's a frog. Number four is a lotus flower. Oh, it's so beautiful. And number five we have duck. Okay. So kindly open your workbook on page 19. So we're going to answer your workbook over there. So in number 4, it says there, the diagram below shows some living things living in a pond. So we have here the living things such as grass, frog, tortoise, lotus, big fish, small fish, algae, waterweed, dragonfly, and the duck. Okay, so those are the living things living in a pond. So in letter A, group the living things into producers and consumers. Okay, so what are the producers that you can see in the pond? And what are the consumers that you can see in the pond? When we say producers, these are autotrophs or known as plants. Okay, producers are plants. So what are the plants that you can see in the pond? Write it over here. And what are the consumers or what are the animals that eat those plants? You write it here. Okay, so producers, again, these are plants. They give or provides food for the animals. And consumers, these are animals that eat the producers or the plants. Okay, so letter B, the same diagram, list two food chains formed in the habitat. Okay, list two food chains formed in the habitat. Okay, so you're going to write an example of food chain, two food chain. So we're going to write here 1 and 2. Okay, so write a food chain based on the diagram above. So let's start with the producer. For example, I will give you a hint or a clue. Okay, our producer is grass. Grass. And on the next one we have, let's say, water weeds. Okay, so what animals that can eat the grass and what animal that can eat the water weeds? Write it there. Okay, like for example on number 1. Okay, we have the grass as our producer. And what do you think? Is the animal over there that can eat the grass? Can a frog eat the grass? Can a tortoise eat the grass? And What animals that can eat the water weeds? You write it here. And give me an animal that can eat this animal. Okay, basing on the diagram here. Okay, so at least give 3 animals. Okay, class. So again, list 2 food chains formed in the habitat. So using the living things living in a pond, you're going to make, or yes, you're going to form 2 food chain. Okay, so you start with grass as a producer and water weeds as a producer and the second food chain. Okay, so that ends our activity for today. We have only letter A and letter B. Next meeting, we're going to continue on letter C, D, and E. Okay? So thank you for listening and see you again on the next period.